Alright, hi guys. Basically somebody asked me if I wanted to explain to them how the druid works as a healer. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to be in 4 sections. Mana, which is something that a lot of druid runs into as a problem. And then it's going to be movement, survivability, and finally healing. Healing I will take last. So basically a lot of let's start with mana. A lot of people have problems with their mana when they play a druid. So there's obviously innervate, which is very good, especially when you open a fight. So what I have is whenever I cast Effervescence and innervate is available, it automatically starts that, because that's usually one of the first things you cast in a fight. So if you cast the innervate with the Effervescence, so now the innervate is off cooldown, so I cast that, and then I can start buffing all of the other players. As you can see, it costs no mana. I still have full mana, and that already puts all of the hots on all the players. One more obviously is potions, so always have a potion with you. Then there's Convoke the Spirits. Now Convoke the Spirits, not a lot of people know this, but if you have Convoke the Spirits and you have this skill here, which I will switch to now, you what this does whenever you cast a Wrath or a nope, hello. Well, that seemed to have absolutely messed up my interface. Good start. So we've gone over basically innervates, and we've gone over potions, but that's not your mana, your main mana saver. Your main mana saver is this Master Shapeshifter. So whenever you cast a Wrath, Starfire, or Star Surge, you get back 43,750 mana. And in cat form, whenever you spend your 5 combos, you get back 180,000 basically. Now, not a lot of people know this, but let's see if I can get rid of all my mana. It can take a while. So, if you do Convoke the Spirits in cat form against the Shredinator you see down there, let me just cast away a bit of my mana. I have about 70%. Let's get it down to 50%. There we go. About 50% mana. It comes back quite quickly. But what I wanted to show you is if you do Convoke the Spirits in cat form against this Shredinator here, you see my mana. Right. So now I got back quite a bit of mana, probably about 20% on that one. So that's the main way, if you're having problems with mana, you're going to get your mana back. It's by doing that. And then finally, there's a little trick if you're playing Night Elves. And that is basically you can drink while there's a fight going on. But you can only drink while a fight is going on if it's not against a boss. So these guys over here, for example, if we get them to run to start fighting, I can basically shadow melt and drink. So now I'm drinking during the fight. That's a great trick. That's why I play Night Elf basically, is that. And also if I get aggro I can shadow melt. But that was the main reason why I wanted to play Night Elf. Right, that's mana sorted out. Now let's do movement. Movement as a druid is extremely good. They got so many movement abilities, it's just insane. So first one is in travel form. You do a jump, you do a leap, and that only has a 15-second cooldown. So every 15 seconds you can do a leap when you're outdoors. If you're indoors, you can also do kind of a leap 2. So see that mage over there? I can leap to that mage. So that's a good way to get out of problems as well. If you're playing Moonkin, if you do that, you will jump backwards. And then finally, there's the charge 2, which is basically you run into you leap to the nearest enemy and daze them, which is very important as well. Right. Then obviously you have 2 speed ups. One of them is Stampeding Roar, and the other one is Dash. So you have lots of movement abilities there. And if you have talented it, over here you increase your movement speed by 15%. And also, if you have the diamond, wherever it is here, 18 primary stat and 2% movement speed per unique Elgari gem color, which basically means that that's why I have 147 haste and 47 mastery, and 147 mastery and 49 haste. Those 2 different ones. So that's already a 4% speed increase. And then I have different ones over here. So I move extremely fast as my druid compared to most players. And this translates obviously into the travel form and into this form, whatever it's called, cat form. Right, that's movement. But this flying 2 is very useful. So for example, if I know that, for example, down here, over by the lake over there, there's the divers that hit you up in the air. So if I have the tank selected and I get hit up in the air, I just press the fly to button, and I go directly to back down to the ground, so I don't get full damage. And even if you do get full damage, and if you fly through the air, try to turn into a cat. And if you're outdoors and you get thrown up in the air, go into travel form and do the jump before you land. So there's plenty of things you can do. There's loads of stuff you can do as a druid. Right, that's the movement stuff. Survivability. Druid survivability is absolutely insane if you know how to use it. First of all, you get your bark skin. That is your personal. It's very good. It prevents lots of damage and it lasts for a long time. And you can use it when you're immobilized, when you're stunned or feared or whatever. You can use your bark skin. It's very good. Then you got Iron Bark, which is the one that you cast on somebody else. Now Iron Bark is a little bit special because you can talent it into basically receiving healing for every rejuvenation that you have. You get 75% of the healing of your rejuvenation. So if I cast it, if I have Austin here and Meredy apparently, and I cast the thing on myself, I'll get healing. As you see, 60, 51, 60, 60, 51. So that basically heals me while protects me if there's rejuvenations and stuff like that out. Does the same thing for obviously anyone you cast it on. There's also an unlimited number of protections that you have through bear form. Bear form is very underused by lots of druids, but when you know you're going to get damage, why not just turn into bear? First of all, you get from 16 million, you get 24 million instantly. Then it goes down to 21 million for me. But for the first 4 seconds, it's 24 million. So that, and plus a lot of damage reductions, which you can read about, like over here. You get damage reduction with a bear form. So that is like a free. You can do bear form whenever you want, basically. So you can reduce a lot of damage. The only downside is you can't heal. But that doesn't really matter when you're the only one that's going to get damage. Another thing that most people don't know is that if you just do like bear form and heal somebody, you get sorry, you get, for 4 seconds, you get about 2 million extra health. So I do bear form, turns into 24 million. I turn back 18 million for 4 seconds, and then back to 16 million. So that's the 2 million extra health that you have for 4 seconds after turning into bear form. So that's really good, really good. One more personal, but it's more like a group one that you can use. So far you got 3. One is personal, one is for somebody else or yourself, and the last one is unlimited amount of damage mitigation. And last one obviously is Lumithar's Living Silk, which casts a shield. You'll see the little yellow lines here underneath it when I cast it. So now everybody's got a shield for, I think, 10 seconds? I think it's something like 10 seconds, isn't it? Yeah, 10 seconds. So when everybody's going to get damage, use that every 1.5 minutes, and it's really good. And that is survivability. Now healing, which is basically why you guys are looking at this video, and some of you may struggle with healing. And we can check that, for example, Captain Garrick here. If you do regrowth on Captain Garrick, it does. Okay, the numbers are a little bit different here because I'm in a follower dungeon. It's usually a bit more than that. It should be 700 like it is for me, but it scales with the numbers. So it's not a lot on its own. But what you need to do, regrowth is your main healing spell, and it will always be your main healing spell. But it's only good if they have a lot of hots on them. And how do you get hots? Well, the obvious one is rejuvenation, which you can cast. You can double rejuvenation people. Now that gives you 2 abundance and also 2 stacks of mastery. Now stacks of mastery is basically, if you look at your mastery here, I've got 34% mastery. So for every hot I have on a player, I get 34% extra healing on that person. And so, and it's diminishing returns. It is so 34, and then it's 50, and then it's 60, and then I think you get as high as 70. But for Captain Garrick, I throw Effervescence on it. It doesn't really show that he's got Effervescence, but he does. And then with Effervescence, you throw down Rejuve. Wild Growth puts another hot on them. Life Bloom, which counts for 3 stacks of mastery. Then you can see the number 2 here. It's very small, I know, but that's the vines that you get through Wild Stalker. It's vines that heal people. So you do Effervescence, Life Bloom, Rejuve, Wild Growth, and now when you heal them, it's in the millions. And against the normal target, it's like 2 million, but against me, it would be a lot more. But as I said, the dungeon scales the healing. So what you really want to aim to do is you want to keep everyone hotted up. And the best way to start a fight is to do Wild Growth. Now everybody's got a hot, and you get the vines. So this guy now Shuya's got 3, or had 3 hots. And that means that if I heal Shuya, it's going to be, with my regrowth, it's going to heal for a lot more. So in a fight, I'm basically going to start by hotting up everyone. Put Life Bloom on 2 people. And what Life Bloom does is counts for 3 of the stacks. So each one of these rejuves or renewals, whatever, I get confused, lots of R's. But each of these hots counts for 1 stack, but Life Bloom counts for 3. So I already know that is already going to give 4 or 5 See, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stacks of things now that is ticking. So you can just see millions and millions going out into healing, which is fantastic. We like healing. So that's stacking hots. You always want to keep stacking hots. So in any dungeon you'll see me run in, I'll put Life Bloom on 2 people. Depending on the tank, I'll put it on the tank. Usually have one on me because it counts for other things as well. You should really go and read everything that is in here to understand the synergy of all your skills. So if you, that doesn't only count for 3 stacks, but if I cast on myself, it also does more healing. I think 10% extra healing or something like that on every other thing I do. So if I know Shuya is going to take, you know, you learn this after the first couple of pulls, who's going to take most damage, who's going to stand in most poo. So what you do is you choose, like Austin here is going to stand in a lot of poo, so you do Life Bloom and Life Bloom on us 2. And then you can hot up the others. So bam, now everybody's pretty hotted up, and you can start doing other things. I do a lot of cat weaving, which is basically I heal up people, I go in, hit the enemies, put the dots out, and then run away and keep on stacking people again, and back in as cat, and attack, and then back out. That's basically what you want to do. You want to put, you select one enemy, you put Rake on them to start with. That will turn you into a cat. Then you do Thrash to dot up all of the people around you. And then you do a Rip. The Rip won't do a lot of damage. You know, it does a lot of damage, but it needs combo points to put out on enemies. Anyway, that's beside the point. That's more advanced. So you basically rake and thrash and rip up all the enemies if you have time, if nobody's taking any damage. If you're in a good group, you can do that. You can get up to 1,000,000 DPS. If you're with a bad group, you don't get away with it so much, but there you go. So then it's the abundance. Abundance is a very, very important thing to understand. Abundance, if you have 1 abundance out, the regrowth cost reduced by 8. The critical effect of it increases by 8, and the cast time is reduced by 5%. So in the beginning, so when you have everybody hotted up, you'll see it. You'll see it now. If I got 4 people hotted up, it's now basically regrowth cost is reduced by 32%. The critical effect chance is increased by 32%. And the regrowth casting time is reduced by, well, what was it now? I got 6 out, 25%. So, and you can double them up on the players. So now my regrowth is like nearly instant. Just cast it out really quickly. And that is super important. Just to save mana and to do more healing, because there's more crit. Costs less, and cast time is faster, basically. That's why I have this little thing. We're gonna lose these in midnight, but I like having it out as long as it lasts its week aura. Then you have Convoke the Spirits. Depending on the group you're with, Convoke the Spirits look like this, obviously. You've all seen it. And it hots up a lot of people. It hots up loads. So you can either use it to stack hots when you have unexpected incoming damage. You could use it as an emergency heal for AoE damage that the group receives. Or you can use it to damage the mobs in cat form. That is basically the main way I use it. I don't like using it as hotting up everyone. I can do that at any other time. But basically I use it to damage my enemies. But but for beginner druids, it's best used as a heal for the whole team because it casts a lot of regrowth. It hots up people. It's really good. Then you have Tranquility, which is your other go-to save the group. But Tranquility also reduces the time of all of your other abilities like Convoke the Spirits or Iron Bark or Bark Skin. So if I do Bark Skin, I protect myself and I do a Convoke the Spirits, you will see that it's 53 seconds, 55 seconds, 54 seconds on the timers now. But if I do a Tranquility, the longer I channel, you see the times go down, and now they're halved basically. So you can use it. It's like a last ditch thing to get back more of your protective spells. Yeah, it's very good. Now, depending on the group, you are going to be more a DPS class or you're going to be more of a healer. If you're going to be more of a DPS, you don't have time really to start putting out hots on people. And that is where the next thing comes in, which is Nature Swiftness, which is down here. So Regrowth, Rebirth, or Entangling Roots is free, and it does Regrowth does 200% more damage. So if somebody is in a pinch, if the tank's in a pinch and he's hotted up like this, he's standing in life reference, I do a wild thing, he's got everything, and then I do Nature Swiftness on him, it heals for a ton. Now I got 2 of these, and each of them has a cooldown, I think, of 50 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. 48 seconds. So you have to use them wisely, but it will save people. So Nature Swiftness and then Regrowth on somebody, and it will heal for a lot. And then finally the Swiftmen combo. Swiftmen is over here. Swiftmen. Now it says it consumes a regrowth, wild growth, or rejuvenation, but you can I've taken that away, and it instantly heals for 1.1 million, which you say, well, it's not a lot. I'd rather cast Rebirth, but it's what happens afterwards. So if I do a Swiftman on him, now the next regrowth I do, that's 3.6 million on me. So in another, I think the cooldown's like 8 seconds or something. So I can do Swiftmend and Wild Growth, and that will heal for a lot more than a Wild Growth normally does. But I would use it as for a regrowth, because it's all right. It takes some time, but it'll save people from dying. So if Captain Garrick here takes damage and it's a lot, I will do, and he's going to be. You can only cast it when you got what are they called? I can never remember. Rejuvenation. Sorry. When he has rejuvenation on him, you can cast Swiftmend and then the regrowth, and it will heal for a lot. And obviously, the more hots he has on himself, the better. But if you do Swiftmend and then Nature Swiftness into a rejuve, it'll do even more. So it's all about stacking stuff, basically. So that is basically Druid healing, and then positioning, and that's it. So if we go up here, I'll tell him to attack stuff. I will hot up Captain, him, start pulling out these, the hots. I will run in, hit the Shredder and put on the dots. So now he's got 3 dots up here. Oh yes, that's Plater. Plater together with something called Jaundice, which is a style. It's really, really good. You can see this undercrawler here that we usually pull for some reason. The undercrawler does a cast, and you interrupt the cast, but you can see it very clearly. It turns into a yellow cast bar. Anyway, download a Plater and Jaundice. It'll be Jaundice is let's see if I have it here. It's a profile that you find on wago.io, wago.io, and you'll find the Jaundice Plater. I really recommend it. It's the best. It puts everything really clearly, like you can see. It also color codes what is the priority. So here you can see like priority is Surveyor of these. Contractor, they don't throw any spells, they're not that important. Surveyor is. Here you can see the undercrawler that's behind them is important. The loader bots and the contractors are not that important. And that's about it, I think. There's lots more tricks, but that is a basic explanation of Druid healing. All right, thank you.